Superstar Billy Graham coming at you, and you're watching DieHard Wrestling. Don't blink, you're gonna miss the action.
You were one of the first wrestlers to achieve popularity based on your gimmick rather than ring skills. Do you think it's necessary to be a good worker to be successful, or can it rest on an entire career on just a good gimmick?
Oh yeah, a good gimmick by all means, because I'm proof of that. I'm proof of that I could have been an actual better technical wrestler if I would have took the time to do it. But I felt that the most important thing was to entertain folks, and so I was bent in towards the entertainment, the tie-dye, the entertaining promos and things like that, and you just don't have to be a skilled technician to make it, really.
Everything, the whole package definitely got the crowd's attention.
Yes, the whole package was good. The tie-dye, and of course coming in just after training with Arnold Schwarzenegger, meeting Arnold 1 week after he came to this country in late '68, and bodybuilding with him, and helping hone my physique, and then it was just a natural a step into the pro wrestling and coming out with the real good physique, and the tie-dye, and it was a real good original package.
A total package.
Yeah.
Outside of the superstar, what other gimmicks would you consider the best in wrestling?
Oh, bar none, the Undertaker. The Undertaker. I'm a mark for the Undertaker. Yeah. I'm a mark for this guy.
He's got a good gimmick.
Yeah, it's the best ever, bar none. It's the best ever, and that's what's so cool about wrestling, though. You had so many great characters, unusual characters, but now it seems like the characters are almost kind of mass-produced, and I don't see the originality in the characters that you had some years ago.
You don't take the time and put enough effort into it.
Yeah, it's almost too mass-produced, and with all the scripts and everything, it's hard for guys today to develop their own personalities because they have a script for them. On the other hand, that's good for some guys who can't really talk and be entertaining in their promos. It's good to have someone writing some stuff for you
along the way.
That's right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think your character needed the kayfabe endorsement of the Graham family connection?
Oh, no. No. As a matter of fact, it's kind of funny, but it seems like now that there's no more kayfabing, it's so liberating. It's liberating. It's like fun now.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It's like actually fun,
We touched Arnold Schwarzenegger earlier. What are your thoughts? What are your memories of weight training with him?
Oh, I met Arnold 1 week after arriving in this country in 1968. We just became very good friends, and Arnold was driven. I often compare Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vince McMahon in the same package because they're so driven.
Same mindset.
Yes, the mindset of being driven to be a success. And Arnold told me early on that he was going to be a movie star. Just came out and told me, and I said, well, what are you going to do about your name? You can't even pronounce your name, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. He said, well, but he said it'll work to my advantage. People will remember my name. So he was really very, very sharp early on, and it was his drive that impressed me.
I heard some time back, basically everything he set out to do, he did accomplish.
Yes, that's right. Become a movie star, and he is always... very politically tuned, even in his early years here. He was very, very politically tuned.
That's true. What was the party scene like back in your day with the drugs and groupies?
I was pretty much a loner, actually, with the drugs and stuff, and of course the groupies. If you want to pan around, if you want to pan around there, of course that's part of the deal. But
there you go.
So what's the question?
Basically, the question was, what was the party scene like back in your day with the drugs and the groupies? What was it like all together?
Yeah, I was a loner, and I really didn't party because I really didn't even drink. but I did take a lot of pills, and so that was a very disastrous thing. I had a lot of drug overdoses, and it almost cost me my life quite often, maybe a dozen times. And so, but it was very, very drug orientated. In the beginning, it was beer and alcohol, and then as drugs came, the culture became drug orientated. Pro wrestling just sucked it up.
Since we're on the topic of drugs, when was the first time you used steroids?
Oh, I started taking steroids in 1968, maybe 1967. I was a pioneer. That's a long time ago.
The originators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was a pioneer, and it was, of course, legal. And oddly enough, for the record, a friend of mine who was an All-American at Arizona State University in 1968 introduced me to Dianabol, to the original
right.
big-time steroid, and so that came from a college athlete in '68. So that shows you kind of how long the progression. Yeah.
Okay, and what are your thoughts on the increasing death count of wrestlers in the business today?
Obviously, it's a very tragic deal. And, of course, the latest one, not the latest, but the Chris Benoit deal, that was a tragedy, of this mental meltdown that he had, massacring the innocent. That was far beyond steroids or any kind of a chemical. He had a chemical imbalances up there, but, not from taking the chemicals out of a bottle. Of a pill bottle.
It was definitely more than just a steroid.
Yeah. Because oddly enough, the Dean Malenko, one of his friends who wrestled with him in Japan many years ago, is on the record saying that many times during a conversation like you and I are having now in Japan, that he would just disappear. Benoit, and even mentally, he would just go off somewhere. So there's been some mental challenges a long time.
To hear the same thing.
Yeah.
What are your memories of defeating Bruno Sammartino for the WWE heavyweight title and having a very successful reign as a heel?
Nothing but positive memories. The night that Bruno passed the torch, Baltimore, Maryland. Of course, the fans didn't believe it was going to happen because something always happened in Madison Square Garden, and not really anywhere else on the road. But when it actually happened, when I did pin Bruno feet on the ropes, of course I bladed myself. I really thought this passing of the torch has got to be done with blood to put Bruno in the right perspective. So I had a massive amount of blood, and when my hand was raised, and after the 3 count. They really didn't believe it until my hand was raised and the ref gave me the belt. Then all hell broke loose in the Baltimore Civic Center. The beer started coming in, the chairs started. I mean, it was absolute pandemonium. And so once I got out of the ring and started trying to fight my way to the locker room, of course I was being spit on, cokes, beer, the chairs, being kicked, being punched. So I had to take the belt and just wrap it up like a helicopter blade and just make my way.
Stand back, everyone.
Yeah, because they cut the cops off. The fans cut the cops off. The cops were blocked off.
They wanted to get to you.
Yeah. It was that serious big of a deal. It was a big deal.
Of course, back then it was a huge deal. That's how the fans react. The reaction was immense.
Yeah.
Why did Vince McMahon refuse to turn your babyface? Was Backlund threatened by your popularity?
Vince did not turn me babyface even before I had to pass the belt to Backlund, because he felt I was too big of a man and I would not be able to get the sympathy of the fans. But actually selling was one of my better traits as a performer. I could really sell and put the other guy over. But that was his biggest fear. And also, Vince Sr. felt that Bob Backlund would be another ethnic type individual, like Midwestern deal like that. Bruno, Italian folks, ethnic, Pedro Morales, Puerto Rico.
Golden boy, like a good old American boy.
Yeah. Midwest all-American boy, but that was not New York.
Not at all, and still isn't today.
No, it still is today. That's right.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. So that brings me to your thoughts on cool heels. Who are cheered by the fans? Does it hurt the business that the fans don't have a good guy versus a bad guy scenario anymore?
Oh, it's gone so far beyond the good versus evil, the white hat and the black hat. That it's just a package of entertainment. And the lines have been blurred, of course, from the good guy, the bad guy image, and it's just strictly a entertainment package now, you see. And so it does get confusing. The fans will want to cheer for you or they want to boo you, but that is really in the past now because of the entertainment value of the package. It just doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter. No.
What do you think is wrong with the business today?
I tell you, a lot of things I think is right with it. For example, the festivities of the event of a Raw taping, the music interest, the lighting, the whole festival package is incredible. I wish I would have had that type of festive atmosphere at a Raw taping. I think that's a great with the pyro. And the special effects and the videos. I mean, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. This is. You go there and you're in a festive atmosphere.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I wish I would have given anything to have that during my time. Of course.
I can imagine.
Cold turkey.
Right.
Yeah, cold turkey.
I got to ask you one last question. How do you want the legacy of superstar Billy Graham to be remembered?
Oh, well, of course, my legacy is pretty well sealed by inspiring Hulk Hogan's career, being instrumental in his career, and then, of course, Jesse Ventura's career, inspiring Jesse, and being a pretty much of an influence on the product as it's evolved with more physiques. Many people give me the credit of being starting the steroid influence in pro wrestling. I'm sure that's the case. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about it at all.
Oh, no doubt about it. I'll take the credit for it. But it's the legacy is that I was like supposed to be 20 years too soon. That's Vince McMahon. He gave that name to my DVD. That was King of Vince. Yeah, Vince McMahon. 20 years too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon. And so that's a good legacy to have. That you were an original and ahead of your time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good legacy. I'm very happy with that.
Before I let you go, Superstar, can I let you cut one of your old-time promos?
Oh, yeah, Superstar Billy Graham coming at you. Superstar Billy Graham, the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour, the reflection of perfection. Marilyn Monroe looks her best when she's sitting on the superstar's chest. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Superstar, it was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed the interview.
Can you dig it?